welcome back to another Polygel nail design. This is what I like to do. I like to sculpt my nails. I like to use different Polygel brands and colors and see what comes out, and these came out absolutely cute. And I did like all of the love that I got for these. Oh, I do want, before we get started, I did get a new lamp. Mainly because the lamp I had was, I believe, like a 180 or something. And so this one was a 268 watt. It's pink. It's not quite the same color pink as my nail room, but it would do. It is also, okay, so you guys know my hands are pretty big. And this is how far my hand go in. It is a little smaller than my previous nail lamp, but it does hold my hand very well. I can just feel the heat coming from the top of the lamp. But other than that, the lamp worked perfect. These are the polygels I went with. So I used the orange and yellow from the makartt kit, which is one of my favorite polygel kits. And then I have two from Morovan. One was a neon red and one was a neon orange. And then this pink from Lanfo. I did not go with that particular tube of nude. Okay, so I already put the forms on, peel off base coat, just applying a thin layer over the nail. The base coat, I do use a peel off base coat to make it easy for me to remove. I never skip this step because the base coat is a protection layer for me. And so I definitely recommend to use base coat regardless if it's peel off or not. Definitely use base coat. But we're just going to add a little bit on all of the nails. And then I did give them a 60-second cure. Okay, this is the nude I wound up going with. So the color was exactly the same as the one that was on the screen. Only difference is this one is more of a translucent and the one that was on the screen in the beginning is more opaque. And I personally prefer a translucent nude. I just feel like it's more of a natural looking nude opposed to opaque ones. But I'm just taking that polygel. I have spoke on this polygel many times before. It's very stiff, firm. It requires a lot of pressure to move it. It's not sticky. It do not need a lot of alcohol or slip. It stays wherever you put it. I absolutely love this brand. But yeah, so all I'm pretty much doing is just taking and cleaning up around the cuticles, applying the polygel on the nail, go around the cuticle area, make sure everything is clean, and then I start to drag it down. I did have to use a little more force to push it. You can tell based upon how close I'm holding my brush. I'm holding more of the silver part. But anyway, so we're just going to take that polygel and push it, give it like a little swoop to the side. Now, when I started, I knew I wanted to use the colors. I just wasn't quite sure which design I was going with. And so the first nail was a little bit of a problem, but you guys won't really be able to tell. But once I got started, it started flowing. Now, this yellow from makartt Neon Kit, again, this is one of my favorite kits. Mainly because I said before, this kit was the only one that had certain colors in it. But as far as this yellow go, this is the only yellow, neon yellow that I have from all of the brands I have that is opaque. And so the yellow is bold, bright, and beautiful pretty much. So I absolutely love that kit. All I pretty much did is just outline the new color. Now I'm just going to take this pink from Lanfo. It was so pretty coming out of the bottle, especially up against that yellow. But, and I do use a lot of slips, so I'm constantly having to refill my bottle. But I'm just taking that polygel and just kind of pressing it up against that yellow. And as I was doing that, I was like, okay, this yellow looks the pink looked very pretty up against that yellow. And so I decided to, which you guys will see in a second, just add a little bit more. Because the pink wasn't the star of the show, but it was just very pretty with the yellow. So went ahead and just did a thin outline pretty much. All I'm doing is just blending those two beads together, which I always say, gel will stick to gel. So if you need to add more, don't be afraid to add some more. Once I get the two beads mixed in together pretty well, then I kind of start pushing it over to the side to give it a little slant. and then I pull it all the way over to make sure it is the width of my nail bed, and then clean it up, drag it down to the desired length that I like, make sure everything is connected, smoothed out, and then I cure. Just in case I don't say it, I do cure every color individually in the lamp. The time varies. I may cure for like quick 2 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, but I do cure every color individually. Now, this was a neon red from Morovan. Let me say this. I am a fan of Morovan. I just did not like this polygel. The color was very pretty. It was perfect next to the pink because, again, I was going for like a ombre type where the colors fade into one another. But this polygel was so runny. It wasn't sticky, so that was a plus. But it was runny. It was loose. I had to move a lot quicker to get it done or it was going to lose its shape. So I was not a big fan of that particular tube. Now, this neon orange from them was totally opposite. It had a little stiffness to it, a little firm. Had to use a little pressure to move it, but it went where I needed to go. I didn't have any major issues with it. But you guys probably be able to tell in the finished videos, this orange did give me a lot of air bubbles. Like, of all the colors I used, this is the only one that had any air bubbles in it. But other than the air bubbles, it was very nice to use. Now, all I'm pretty much doing is just pushing it up against the previous color and then kind of pushing a little swirl into it. Now, I personally do not like to overlap my colors. I like to be able to see how the design is turning out. And so I just like to push it up against it and then kind of even it out. That way I don't have too much filing to do. But I do not overlap. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and smooth that over just so I can add the next color. Make sure that my length is even with all the other ones. And then I cured it. Now, this orange from makartt is, if you guys don't know, theirs are pretty firm. I don't have an issue with them running all over the place, but it is extremely sticky. And so I do find that base coat works really good when you're using makartt. I didn't use any base coat in this set because it's such a small bead, so it was doable. But the color was absolutely pretty. And the crazy thing is, as long as I had this kit, because I had this kit 3 times, but I have never used this orange from this kit. Shocking. But yeah, I'm just taking the orange and then putting it up against the, well, I'm taking the light orange, pushing it up against the dark orange. Make sure everything is connected. Make sure it is wide as my nail, and then just finish it out with the shaping, just trying to get a good shape. That way I don't have too much defiling to do. And then, oh, and then another thing I did notice with the makartt. The makartt brushes work best with makartt polygel. I don't know why, but it just seemed like it worked better. So after everything was all cured, I removed the forms. I do believe I did struggle a little bit getting it off, but for the most part, the only one that was not cured underneath was the light orange from the makartt. But other than that, all of them did cure very well. So I'm going to say yes to this lamp. I didn't have a whole lot that needed to be cured on the underside. So if you guys are struggling with getting your polygel to cure, you may just need to upgrade your lamp. And so I'm just going to clean up the little extra underneath of there. And then after smoothing them all out, I do cure the underside. And then trying to clean my little brush up a little bit. But here are the nails after they have been fully cured. Taking some alcohol on a clean paper towel and just wiping off all of the stickiness, all of that gook and whatever. I'm just trying to clean it off. It's so much easier to file when the nails are cleaned off. It doesn't get all gooked up into your bits and your hand files and stuff. But here are the nails. I always say this is my favorite part. I love to remove them forms. And although I have a long road ahead of me with filing, I just love to see it. Oh, and so while I was filing, the post office did drop off my new bits that I got from AliExpress. They are a lifesaver for girls who wear long nails or do long nails. This bit covers it, even for shorter length nails, but this bit cover a bulk of the nail, and so it works great. I definitely recommend you guys to, mainly if you're comfortable with your e-file, I definitely recommend getting these long burl bits. Again, I got them from AliExpress. I believe they was like $12 a piece or whatnot. And I only started out with the one, and I did wind up ordering the other ones after I tested it out. But you can see how much of the nail that it covers. So that doing filing was a breeze because it just covered a lot of space. But okay, so after I had removed all of the bulk on them nails, time to start shaping them. And so I like to take my thin hand file and just file up and down on the nail to give me a good, clean, crisp shape. And I do that on all of them. And so when I file, I like to compare the neighbor nail, which you guys will see in a second. So after I file and do as much as I can, then let me back up. So I'll file it, shape the nail, and then after I shape the nail, I'll take the two nails that's next to each other, like this, and then just check the shape and make sure they look the same as far as the width goes and the length go. Then I did wash my hands and all of that good stuff. I'm just going to go in with this Venalisa top coat. I put the bulk of it on the bottom of the nail, and then I take the little bit that's left on the brush and slowly go around my cuticle areas. And then I like to, after I do that, I'll like kind of blend it, the top part of the top coat and the bottom half of the top coat. Just blend them together. Clean up any extra. These little gems, I'm sorry guys, so like the bling part is not my favorite process, and when I go back and do these voiceovers, I realize how far away the camera is, so I do apologize for that. But these little gems I got from AliExpress. For the most part, all of my things I do get from AliExpress is super cheap. But I put those on, then I just took a little gel, what is that? Gel glue, rhinestone glue, gel glue. Added a little bit on there, and then added this big flower. It was the perfect color. I could have did without the flower, but here are the finished set. They came out very, very pretty, super cute, absolutely love them. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to watch my videos, or even just showing me the love and support on the other social medias. So thank you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, share, save, subscribe, on the whole bit. But thank you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it.